son of a gun, this thing has been ridiculous. Okay, so recorded part 1, and I've uploaded that at this point, kind of as a pre-release, kind of. It's scheduled to release. That's what I did, and then I recorded part 2, and I recorded part 2 and had all those files set aside to edit, and then tried to record part 3. Part 3 didn't record because whatever, keyboard shortcuts, I don't know. Anyway, so then went back, tried to re-record part 3, still didn't work. So I figured, I'm just going to switch back to Fraps just long enough to record the gameplay for this. There's Baxter. So did that. Okay, fine. And it still didn't record. So I decided, fine, while I try to figure out what I'm going to do about that, I'm going to go back and edit part 2. Well, it turns out that the video file I had for the gameplay didn't match the video file I had for me and my audio file. So there was no way to make that work. So yeah. That sucks. But nevertheless, so yes, there are 3 save points here: part 1, part 2, part 3. We're going back to part 1, and God, I'm trying to remember what I did. So last time I was doing pretty poorly, and by the end of it I only had like 1 life left. So what I did was I went back and I played through it again and got as much water as I possibly could, got all the water bottles, so that I could come back and kind of pick up here. And so now you kind of get to see me start from here. So there you go. Basically here we're going to find, well, after we hit everything, and I seem to remember this being a frustrating point last time, is that I kept landing on spikes. Anyway, we're going to find out that there's some scuba gear we can get so we can go to those levels that are in the lake. So we're going to go get the scuba gear. We've got to start watching out for rocks, because that's going to start becoming more of a problem. That's her. So we're going to come down here and turn this off first. I seem to remember there being one of these. Oh, nope. One of these parts, there's a very easily overlooked secret hallway. There's a debug code on, I think, that you can activate and reveal all the hidden walkways. Sorry, I was so focused on what I was doing. Those parts always get me. Anyway. Platforming in this game is so not ideal. It's not ideal. Anyway, the Princess Lindsay tells me to go to Miragia next and get my scuba gear. Interesting, you can't go into the invisible level while it's invisible. You gotta wait for it to reappear before you can go in. Kinda cool. I think that's a cool, neat thing. And here, I think, might be one of the first times you see the bugs, the flies, which are like the bane of my existence in this game. As you'll see as we go through, that if there's one thing that takes me out consistently, it's these stupid bugs. I've had to restart this game like I don't know how many times because of those stupid things. So, you can also shoot up, and I forgot that until last time I played through this level. The thing is, you don't always do it well, if you're me at least. Like I was saying earlier, the one thing that is so difficult about playing it now, I mean, I used to have the really nice, you know, if there was such a thing as a standard, a gold standard when it came to controllers for the PC, I had the Gravis gamepad, and that was like I said, it was probably the gold standard. And just like that, you're done with this level. Graphics pad was awesome. So, like I said, I had the graphics pad, and there was nothing. I don't think I've ever. It's still one of my favorite PC controllers, anyway. But now without that, you've got to basically use something like, you know, XPadder or you know, some kind of key mapping program, so that your controller basically reads like a keyboard. So you press, you know, up on the D-pad here, and it does the up on the keyboard. You get the idea. And you can map buttons to keys on the keyboard. But for whatever reason, this is installment 4 of the series. So this is, I guess, technically Commander Keen Part 4. I guess that's how it works. And I chose this one because it was, as a kid, it was my favorite one to play. I mean, we played it pretty much all the time. But anyway, for whatever reason, I can get it to work on installment 1, 2, 3, and 5. But when I try to do one of the key mappers here to use one of my game pads, it does not work. No matter what I do, it just does not cooperate with me. So I don't know. I don't know if it's this, or I know at one point when I first started playing this, I was trying to see, when in DOSBox you can change the configuration file to where it will open up at higher resolutions. So it'll open the game up for me. In my case, I record in 720p. I record in 720 because it's still HD, but it's not. The file size isn't ridiculous. It doesn't kill my computer, and it's reasonable, I think, for something like this, especially with something like as old school sprite based and stuff like that. I mean, why would I record something in 1080p? You know, the argument could be made, well, you know, your video should be in HD. Yeah, but my video is also like takes up a couple inches in the corner. You know, it's not that. I don't know. I just don't feel the need at this point to record 1080p. Anyway, so I wonder if maybe when I change that configuration file, maybe I change something on the key file. I don't know. I'm having a hard time with this platforming here. And that's what's hard about this, is that something that's difficult for me playing this with a keyboard, because the controls this way are less than ideal. I mean, they are not. They just don't work well. You know, I mean, I guess it works well enough, but it is pretty frustrating. And I think that is the second oracle, third oracle, something like that. Thank you so much for rescuing me. I'll return the oracle chamber immediately. Sounds like a plan, bearded one. I'm going to save right here over my part 2 file, just in case, because I never know what's going to happen here for me. This is San Diego. That's right, San Diego, not San Diego. San Diego, completely different thing. There's bad jokes throughout this entirety of this game. Oh, man, sorry about that. My wife called. I forgot to put laundry in the laundry. Right, San Diego. Let's see what we can do. Do something real quick. And turn the music off. I know it's probably overkill. One thing I've learned doing videos on YouTube is that probably the craziest thing that you get like claims for are things that you would not even think of anything about. Like, for instance, cutscenes in games and music in games and things like that. If you do game videos, a lot of times those are the things that nab you. At least in my experience, my personal experience, it's those are the things that get you. And it is kind of ridiculous. One, especially like the music. I mean, I don't know. And I guess, technically we don't have the right to do what we do, and if a publisher chooses to allow us to make videos, then hey, great bonus for us, but I don't know, it just seems kind of dumb for them to care one way or the other what I do as far as this is concerned. Because, I mean, even if I monetize these things, how much money am I actually going to make off this? Maybe a couple pennies, if that, So, but I guess there are YouTubers out there that make, a living doing this or whatever. And I've often wondered, if you listen to any episode of the podcast or anything like that, you no doubt know by now that I have a little bit of a disdain for those YouTubers that choose to go with using something like Patreon to fund what they do. I think it's just ridiculous. But I wonder if that's why they do it. I wonder if that's why they do it. All right, let's see if I can grind on through this without boring you to tears. So bear with me. I kind of got through here, jumped down there, and activated the switches that I had overlooked, I think. Pretty sure I had. Hopefully I can get these guys. I'm literally right at the end. Crap. I'm like holding my breath. Crap on it. That's the thing, the controls are really funky. They're awkward. To like time it so that you turn off your pogo stick at just the right moment and all that stuff. It's so frustrating trying to do this with a keyboard. Not ideal. Oh jeez. And I think that's it. Oh yes. Oh, alright. That's enough for this time. So we'll try to work things out. Make sure we recorded it this time. I don't know. And then we'll see where things go from there. See ya. Hey, that's it for part 2. Make sure you look above me and click all the links for my various social media outlets, and even my Steam and my Redbubble's up there. So go check all that out and connect with me however you see fit. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. That's probably the most important thing I'd like you to do. And over to my left, your right, yeah, is the I don't know why I can't remember that. Anyway, there's a couple other links to various videos, including my Weekend Game Guy debrief for Red Faction and the last episode of the Commander Keen playthrough. Please remember to rate, comment, subscribe. As always, thanks for watching.